All right, we are here at Alexander Springs getting ready to go scuba diving.
Woohoo! See? Dive flag.
Actually, we just finished scuba diving and barely survived the cold.
Yes, it was
cold.
It was okay at first, and then it wasn't.
Well, it's windy. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So we started getting a little chilly. We were in there for a while.
Yeah.
And yeah, it got cold.
I'm starting to feel my fingers again.
But you know, this is what we saw. All right, well, right in the water, and what do we see? A sea turtle.
Well, I wouldn't call it a sea turtle.
I see a turtle.
Okay. I would call that more like a Florida softshell turtle.
Fine, if you want to be all technical and stuff. And look, there's some damselfish, and no, wait, that's not true.
Like some sunfish, some bass.
Yeah, it's fresh water. Spring water. 72 degrees of refreshing spring water. And this little softshell turtle was right there and then swam away and then boom, came right back over to say hi.
He wanted to make sure that he got his good shot.
He's got to get the cameo. There he goes.
And that's the end of the video.
So the thing about Alexander Springs is, other than the spring itself, which is I think around 20 feet deep or so, the rest of the area is pretty shallow. So there's Kimbra.
Hello.
And so scuba diving here was interesting. There was another diver there. There's the spring. Now, what basically is happening is the aquifer that runs under Florida, a bunch of limestone caverns, essentially, has fresh water in it. That's because it's under the earth. It's about 72 degrees. Bubbles up out in certain areas, and that's what we call a spring. Here you can see that water pressure flowing out through here, as well as that little boil. That's what they call them, a boil. Not the kind of boil you don't want. You know, a washed spring never boils. That's not true, because it does boil.
Okay.
And it's actually coming out in a bunch of areas. You'll see even down here around the bend here. If I can get around this little long-eared sunfish, there's some more boils, and then you can see the water coming out. Well, you could have, but I panned away. So here's another turtle, also not a sea turtle.
Well, I see a turtle.
This one is a hard-shell turtle, and it is called a
Florida red belly.
Very good, with a couple bass friends. There it is, hanging out with the two bass players. It's the red hot chili turtle.
The red belly chili turtles.
Yes, there you go. So I got to go kind of underneath this, but again, like snorkeling would have made more sense here, but it was fun to scuba dive and just kind of, you know, sort of play around with our equipment and sort of play with our buoyancy and that sort of thing. And we got to see some cool fish in the process. And it's pretty inexpensive. If you want to come to this park and scuba dive, it doesn't cost that much money to do it. Here is out of the water, and I don't know if you can see this bird peeking over the top of these plants, but that's a little blue heron.
It's kind of almost sneaky hard to see because it's staring right at you.
It let me get amazingly close. I think it was like, didn't know what to think of me. It was like, what is that big thing coming out of the water? That's not an alligator. So I got kind of close, and then I kind of backed off a little bit. I didn't want to scare him away.
Well, you didn't eat him, so I think he was good.
Not on camera anyway.
Or off camera.
Now coming up is our fun little montage. I set the camera up just to watch us scuba dive, and now you get to enjoy that in all of its entirety. It's kind of hard getting it set on the wall here, but
I think you got it.
I think I did too, yeah. And here we go. Well, you never know what's going to bite you or grab you in the water, right? The depths.
I know. I think it may be a turtle got me or something.
Looked more like a goose to me. So this is the spring. I wanted to get one more shot before we left, and there is a little cave down here. Now, you are not allowed to go cave diving unless I think you have the right, licenses and not enough will to live and all that sort of thing. But you can go into the entrance a little bit, which is what you're about to see here. So this is one of the big areas where the spring is coming out of the aquifer, and you're going to see me kind of squeeze into this cave. Not right there, that's just a little dead end, but over here. Swim in there, and of course I don't have a flashlight because I'm not cave diving, so it's going to get really dark and spooky. Not really spooky, but dark. Definitely dark.
Hey, it's dark in there.
I know, right? You get back in here, and I'll tell you what, the thing about scuba diving is that you've got all this gear on your back, and it's hard to really get a grasp of your profile. And so if you're in an actual cave trying to work your way through, you're bumping and banging on stuff, you're getting hung up on things, you got all kinds of cables and stuff. It is a dangerous sport. So that's why this is as far into a cave as I wish to go. And there's not usually anything alive in the cave, even divers. Anyway, but yeah, I thought you guys would like to see it from that view. I wanted to get a good view there. See, it's me struggling getting out of the cave there. And there it is from the outside view.
Yeah, it was a pretty good dive overall. What do you think?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and even though I think it's better to just snorkel at Alexander Springs, I think it's a great place to practice your diving, see some cool fish, and it doesn't cost that much, so there you go.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit the bell so you are notified when new videos come out on Fintastic Studios.